Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Legends of the Force. We're jumping into our Star Wars campaign tonight. And if you can't tell by the change in the visual setup, we're in roll 20 for this particular campaign because we have like 20 levels.
Because we're stuck. We're stuck in this hangar forever, and so until we get to a new map, we're just gonna be roll 20 forever. Okay, guys, I just get out of the hangar. Oh my goodness, please.
We're trying.
You said attempted assassins or whatever on this.
It had to happen for plot reasons that you don't understand. And Azak understands.
Well, nonetheless, we are over here getting set to jump into our Star Wars campaign. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and let's see if we can't maybe blow up a world. Because, we got to blow something up anytime we're in Star Wars. Something blows up.
If you blow up Nar Shaddaa, I'm okay with that.
It's not canon.
It won't be canon, but maybe a small portion of Nar Shaddaa.
Maybe have you create like a time paradox thing where then like you get sucked in by like a black hole or something, and then the campaign ends. You break canon, I just end the game. The game is over because you broke the world. That's how it's gonna work.
Fission mailed. And with that I will turn the show over to our lovely GM for the 5 frames he shows up on camera.
Super dumb. All right, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
There we go.
Star Wars Legends of the Force, Episode 3, Chapter 26. Goodness gracious. Hangars-On. After Kalani sensed the presence of a Sith in Raydik's hangar, a fight broke out with a team of cloaked Sith Operatives. A brief skirmish and some fire-suppressing foam were all it took for the party to dispatch the interlopers. Unfortunately, none of the Sith survived the encounter. So, left with only a datapad, the Eraser managed to pull some of the last communications sent between the Sith and Darth Karakis back on Korriban. With new information learned and the threat dispatched, the party turns back to the obstacle at hand. Maybe. With the help of some friends and questionable allies, infiltrating the Obsidian Tower, dealing with Pachez, and learning the truth about Elora. I'm internally laughing. No idea if that happened. Who would know?
I mean, there's some external laughing, too.
Just a little bit external chuckling, internal GM crying.
That's how you know you're an official GM, is when you develop that internal cry.
They don't ever understand. They don't understand what's going on. My plot, my beautiful.
You know you're a full-fledged when that crying is 20.
Chipmunk. What?
Alrighty, so Kalani, you were like checking other rooms. You didn't find anything else suspicious. Everybody else kind of came back and was looking at stuff. So to refresh everybody, I would direct you all to the hangout called Datapad Hacking, which I read in a British accent because the Sith that you chose had a British accent. But he's dead, so way to go, everybody. That's the only time I'm doing a British accent ever, so he's gone now. So yeah, so Darth Shiva is dead. But I will direct you all to that to refresh your memories as to what that said. So you can discuss that at this beginning. So we are picking up directly after the fight and after the hacking stuff has happened. So Kalani, you have searched the other rooms for other people and have found nothing. Everybody else has kind of made their way back into the other room.
Okay, so I'm heading back to the rest.
No music. Why is it? All right, so Kalani's headed back. All right, where do you want R1S, Lexa?
Near me.
A brilliant scheme.
Where he actually is.
Well,
He
he was
can stand
he was on the wall shooting people
He can still
before.
be on the ceiling above me.
Okay, I'll keep his little mark on to note that he is on the ceiling.
Okay. Get a bird's eye view from up there.
Right. So you've just killed all of the interlopers and then gotten those communication messages. What do you do?
Okay.
Do we need any other refreshers on things before we go? Since it's been a while again.
I mean, I've got the epic summary of
the other one
plot
seemed
in
to
my
be
notes.
clear. But did you guys find anything?
I don't think we found anything but the datapad, right?
That is correct. We only found the datapad.
No, Kalani, we didn't find anything else.
Else?
Well, we found a datapad, but that's it. And obviously the bad guys that we killed.
All right. What sort of information have we got from the data?
Well, from what I gather, it seems to be... I think it has something to do with Elora. It seems like perhaps the exchange was cloning Elora, or involved in something like that, and the Sith were interested in it.
So, wait. But weren't this... So wait, was it just the exchange that was cloning the Force users?
I don't know.
Barry,
That doesn't mention anything about them.
Yeah, Barry, we can't hear you if you're trying to say something.
We're not purposely ignoring you, we just can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I forgot I turned my mic off.
It's always something. Okay, where were we?
I don't think the datapad mentions anything about the Sith clones, but it does seem like it's perhaps pointed at Elora and looking into what happened to her.
That's what I gathered as well from the datapad. It seems as if these Sith did not know about the cloning, or knew about the cloning and were investigating it, trying to figure out what all was behind it, and they're not allied with the Sith who did the cloning of the Force users who attacked us on Terrace. But I could be wrong.
You're thinking that it was another another group of the Sith that was doing?
That's what I'm thinking.
That would indicate some interesting internal division between.
It does.
Well, if there's internal division, we can use that to our advantage. We still have to figure out how to get into that black tower. Perhaps if they're divided, we can use that.
That would aid in us gaining entrance into the tower if we could capitalize on the separate factions that are vying for this information.
I wonder if there's a way to... Well, we just killed one of his lieutenants, right, Shiva? Maybe there's a way to sort of impersonate them. No one knows that they're dead yet, I hope.
That would be a very interesting way to go about it. I'm not certain I could do something like that. I can pull off quite a few lies, but I'm sorry, but moving things with my mind is not something I can do.
Well, I wasn't necessarily thinking we'd have to move things with our minds, but we could impersonate at least the assassins. Well, there's enough Force users here that they could perhaps pull it off. Or if we some of us impersonate them and the others appeared to capture some of us.
That could be one route we go.
I mean, it just seems like a shame to leave these this opportunity lying. We have several bodies. They all have clothes and I presume other items that perhaps would help in identification.
Right.
Don't die. We won't be able to tell because you're freezing too much.
If you cop up a lung, you reserve the right to take your lung and sell it on the black market. We'll split the
I don't
profit.
think anybody wants a coughed up lung. Like, that's probably not very good.
We'll split the profit so we can make sure everybody gets a computer and such.
I would settle for his Discord to work. That's what I would settle for.
That too.
At the very least, I say we should strip the bodies and make sure we don't miss anything.
You know what? If we're going to be going into this place, that sounds like it would probably be the best. The best plan is for us to at least impersonate a few things, and at least removing their clothing is going to help. It's going to help us in infiltrating, shall we say?
Eraser?
Yes. I'm sorry. He's like he was like deep. It's like it actually like takes him a second to look up because he's been like at his like wrist datapad, just like typing things out.
He sounds like Kyra. Sorry, I had to.
He does, a little bit.
I'm sorry, I had to.
You can erase people. Can you create people?
That's part of the I create new identities for people after I erase, because like if you don't have IDs, then you
Okay,
can't do
good enough
anything,
of an answer for me. Can you make it? Can you help us infiltrate? If we took the clothes, could you make identity cards that maybe would pass for convincing assassins?
I have to see if they actually have forms of identification on them. Otherwise, like they would know that you. Hang on a second. It's like goes, walks over,
Alright then, let's see if we can't find some.
starts poking around.
Perhaps the Sith gentleman has an identification on him as well.
Yes, but I think impersonating Shiva would be vastly more difficult unless someone has the ability to disguise themselves in a way I was not aware.
Does that help you, Eagle? Okay, so searching body for things, so people, you're just like taking all the armor and stuff off of them.
Do I actually know how much Ariel can do as far as disguise illusion?
I mean, you've seen her in act. You know that she's pretty.
I know she can make illusions outside of herself, but she can she disguise herself?
She can.
Not just.
She can, in fact.
Well, not just cloak or her presence, but disguise as someone else entirely. So I know that.
Yeah, I think you would know that.
Alright. That sounds like a suggestion. we were trying to get in touch with them at some point, if I recall correctly, which I'm not sure.
You had talked to Gerard. Gerard had contacted you before, and then was kind of coming this way potentially. Also, Barry, I will direct you. There's a handout that tells you what Gerard is up to at the moment.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. And I'll be looking
So
at
that'll
it.
be slightly later.
This is gonna get complicated.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, it's gonna be fine. There's just a gazillion characters. It's all giant. All right, so yes, you're looking for like ID cards or like there's really just like equipment, some credits. So these guys, they all have. Let me see what they are.
What about DNA?
So they're all wearing shadow suits and stealth field
Ooh.
generators. So their suits are shadow suits. So they give you bonuses to your stealth.
How many shadow suits are there?
There are 4. There are 4 shadow suits.
And I imagine there's 4 stealth field generators.
There, the Sith had a stealth field generator as well. So there are 5 stealth field generators.
So you were mentioning a plan of trying to infiltrate them by having some of us pretend to be the Sith, and others pretend to be captured by the people pretending to be Sith.
Well, as far as I can see it, there are only... What? Do you have an idea?
There's a Jedi I know that can disguise herself as others quite effectively to force illusion. It's a possibility.
Do you think you can get in touch with her?
And
would she help us?
I was in touch with her brother and just recently, and I think I could get in touch with her. Okay, out of character. I'm trying to remember. What do I know about what's going on with her at the moment?
You know that they left with Del and Ajak when you guys also, that was like a month and a half, 2 months ago-ish, to go find their other brother, to find her twin brother Aaron.
Okay, but when I was,
but Ajak is here.
Gerard,
he didn't really say that much. He was just he was more asking what was going on with you because he heard that you had gotten like arrested on Coruscant. So.
You're thinking of phone, like you hear your buddy got arrested. You're like, dude, what were you doing?
Did you need help? Did you need the assistance?
Why didn't you call me? It could have been a very lit party. Why didn't you call me? We could have had keggers all throughout Coruscant.
No, the Jedi. No.
What even?
Jedi kegger. What does that even look like?
I have no clue.
It's like you don't have to like hold it or anything. You use the Force to float them up in the air.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. What?
It's okay.
Barry, you can't leave now.
They don't even need cups, they just need...
No, we can't do a kegger. The
No.
chipmunk is here. He'll go crazy and I'll start looking for bottles. Wanting to know where it is.
Yes.
Mr. T's not a fan of the keggers.
Why is there so many puddles down here?
What? I'm so confused.
Eagle, a kegger is a particular event that most college people go to. Not a lot, but there are some who do go to them, in which copious amounts of alcohol are consumed. It's not a good thing.
People, what?
Cause it had so much fun.
I don't know. Waking up with a headache that makes you want to beat
Question
your
mark
head on the
right
wall
there.
is kind of...
Survey says no.
I love this because I'm now recording and streaming all the Kyler memes, and I can take them whenever I need. Sorry, bud.
Motivation to get the Discord fixed.
I quit. Anyway, so you are talking about reaching out to people.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go try and work.
Okay, you're gonna go try and contact. You're gonna try to contact Ariel.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, you can go do that. Yeah. So the eraser's just like, nope. No, there's no IDs. So yeah, that's. I don't think my skills are gonna help you there.
What about their DNA? Is there any way to trace their DNA and find them in the HoloNet?
But if they don't use IDs, then they clearly don't use that for identification. So like, how's that going to help us here?
Well, just because we didn't find IDs on them doesn't mean that they use them that they don't use them for identification. It could simply mean that they left them behind on a stealth mission.
But they're Sith. I have doubt they're just I can search, but I don't know if it's gonna be helpful. But I can see if I can find something.
Perhaps even if we can't use it for identification, we can at least find out where these people are from and who they are.
I can look. I can do that. Yeah, just give me a while. He just goes back to the computer, starts typing on stuff. Too many NPCs still.
I will make preparations to transport you.
Oh yes, good. Yes, do that. So then when you leave, I'll go there, and then it'll be good. Good work. Thank you, Theodore.
And Theodore just walks out. It was fun. The terminal.
So yeah, Trissa is gonna follow you. Follow you out. She says nothing. She just follows you. Round 2 of Stalkers.
Seems like a
This
great
is more just like it's more like that's how the dynamic works.
Dad! I found my dad!
That's not how it works. I have hundreds of siblings! You vaguely know who I am.
Hundreds of siblings. I found Dad.
You recognize me.
He's at least talking to me. Yay!
Alright, so you guys are... So Theodore's off doing that, so everybody else is doing things, and I've got 600 NPCs that are all standing here, so, Alright, so, Eagle, so Kalani, you are going to contact people. What's everybody else doing while she's trying to contact people?
I mean, Ariel's still trying to come up with a game plan here. So it's like, if we're going to infiltrate them, then we'll need a way in. Now we can go with the impersonating of the Sith. I'd rather not. And she looks at the Whisper. I'd rather not go with the slavery route. It seems like that puts us in a lower tier of power, which might be more difficult to infiltrate later. Also,
But less power is less scrutiny, my dear.
I'd rather not also put my life in your hands. It doesn't tend to go so well for me.
Sounds like a particular burn.
Looks like she wants to stay, so then she's like, no, that's fair.
At any rate, I think we have a couple of Sith, former reformed Sith in our presence. I'm sure that they could help us with the proper etiquette with getting ourselves in. All we have to do is get into the tower. Once in there, I mean, we are kind of a one-team wrecking crew.
Nastya is just looking with like a semi-amused look on her face. She's like, this is the one of the most secure facilities in the entire galaxy. So, I'm not sure that starting a fight is a good idea. You know, I mean, I enjoy a good fight as much as anybody, but let's try not to do that, shall we?
I mean, you don't think there's no way a mission with all of us is gonna stay stealthy the whole night.
Correct. Eventually, we're gonna end up making a really big noise, and they're gonna come looking.
And from anything I've learned about being with other Force users, it does seem like you, and she kind of looks at like the whole group, people seem to be able to detect each other when you're nearby. We will soon be having a Shialu to this meeting, yay!
Will we be able to tell the difference?
That's questionable.
Oh no, that's recorded now, and he's gonna listen to that.
Well, I warned him in the chat somewhere the previous session that he was being replaced. So,
But that's being replaced in the other campaign. I'm the GM in this campaign. I can't replace. I'm not doing another NPC. I'm not doing it. I already have 11 of them in this scene.
Yeah,
I have 11.
you
Okay, I'm
already.
done. I'm out. There's no more. No mas.
I think if Kyra stops playing, then
Then
What?
we have Kyla replace him.
No. I'm done. No more NPCs. I'm done. I'm out.
Screen
No
cap.
NPC business for good. No more NPCs. Rest of the campaign, none. 0. Just bad guys.
No, you have to, because we need our healer. So if he leaves, then
Nope. No healer. Alright, no healer.
Otherwise, I'm gonna play him, and that won't. I don't think that'll.
Okay,
happen.
so kind of, how caught up are you on all the? You were here for last session, right?
Yeah, I was here for last session.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You were like talking through the loudspeakers at the Sith. I now recall
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
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 He did
So-
the talking instead of the fighting.
So, someone wants to summarize what the game plan is as of this moment.
That's basically my game plan, so I will summarize. Anyway, the current game plan is infiltration of some kind, whether that is the slavery route, which I am not for, or
The
it is
slavery
for-
route? What does that even mean?
It means the Whisperer sneaks us in as her slaves. It's not an ideal. It's It's a plan
Yes,
Z. That's plan Z.
Yeah.
and a giant cat person won't draw any attention, will they?
Yeah, as I said, that's plan Z. Okay, that's way down there. Now, plan A kind of is that we dress up as the Sith that attacked us, and half of us dress up as the Sith, and the other half be like, "Look, we captured the people. Now we're here to take them. Yes!" And that's how we get into the tower. Don't really know what to do after we get in the tower, but the current plan for getting in is that. The Eraser is looking for identification on a HoloNet. Kalani is going to go talk to Ariel for impersonating tips. Tips and tricks by Ariel, or slash.
I thought I was recruiting her to help. It was not tips and
Yeah,
tricks.
please help
It could be,
us.
it could be
Basically,
both. It
yeah.
could be both. You know, whatever happens with that. That's essentially what you missed. Besides the shenanigans that we started at like 8:30.
Yeah, we did start a little
Yep.
bit later.
Uh-huh.
So much shenanigans and technical difficulties.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Really, in the grand scheme, you have not missed much because we were super late in starting.
True.
I see.
Anyway,
So what about a plan where we just break into the fortress?
well, Lasaya says that's bad because she's like, let's not fight.
Yeah, well, just about any of these plans end up with fighting being pretty much inevitable, so better to at least get in first.
Well, yes, I think if we get in and then we have to have a backup plan of people who could distract on the outside, then if something goes wrong on the inside, we could have them to cause explosions and do things, and then it would make it easier for us on the outside, on the inside. I definitely think we should have an interior team and an exterior team. And since we have 11 NPCs,
They're not all coming with.
The exterior team.
We have 11 NPCs.
Yes, we do.
This will
Yes,
just throw them at the front of the
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
One of them will have to.
They're not all coming with. Like, Raydik and the Eraser are not coming with. Tham and Natsathe are also not coming with. So,
Darn.
Elora's probably not coming with unless Elon drags her along.
That's probably the last thing
I'm just-
we would do.
No. Yeah.
I'm imagining us all at the base of a
drag her
tower.
along to Korriban. That seems like great.
With the pile of 11 bodies.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all
With all of us looking at each other going, that wasn't...
Do we have a map of the tower of some kind?
Well, so Messiah, just kind of... I don't have an actual schematic, but as you all were talking, I've kind of drawn out from the best of my memory what is on each level. So... This was just a hasty sketch. I don't have a blueprint. There aren't blueprints laying around. Darth Karakis is very careful about it. Yeah. So she'll she has it on her datapad. She'll plug it in and hollow project it in the room. And now you should all be able to see the greatest drawn schematic map of all time. Messiah's a great artist. She's not a great artist. She's
Poor thing.
it has the information. Right, so there are...
I love this map so much. It looks like some grade schoolers made this map, and I love it. It's great.
Where's this map?
I need to hurry up and get in roll 20 so I can see this lovely map.
Yes,
I
yes,
see
you
this
do.
so badly.
I want to see
That's
this
great.
map. Where is this
For
map?
an Obsidian Tower, it's remarkably
It's Messiah's
colorful.
drawing of the Obsidian Tower. She color-coded the levels.
Where? I want to see this. Look
Top.
It should be right at the top, right below your current situation handout.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yeah.
It says
There we go.
Messiah's drawing of the Obsidian Tower.
Okay.
I mean, it paints a picture.
There we go, stream. So you get to see it too.
Right, so I am not an artist, okay, but this is what I remember. So the specifics, layout may have changed since the last time I've been there. I've only been there a couple of times. But,
I saw Kara's reaction.
so, and I had 10 minutes to make this, okay? So we're just gonna go with it. So you have a lot of quarters. So the vast majority of so while it has heavy defenses and high security, really the tricky part is getting to the doors and then getting back out. Getting out is going to be tricky because that first level has a lot of military personnel on board. Yeah, Microsoft Paint's bad. It's a very bad program. It takes 10 minutes to make that.
Oh wow. Okay. Duly noted.
Microsoft Paint is
Paint
shambling.
that net. Paint
Anyway.
that net might help.
I also if I had a stylus and I could just draw it, then I could have done it in 10 seconds. Anyway, so so the first level where all the military gear is, so there's still security patrols that wander the other hallways, but Karakis likes to keep his intel very carefully isolated into distinct sections, so really only the people on the top level and the operations level really have an idea of what's going on all the other levels. Everybody else is pretty much stays on their level and does their own separate sort of thing. So there's a conference level, so the 5th level up from things, so that's conference rooms, meeting rooms, those sorts of things for when he has to entertain the other Sith officials and give them briefings. He doesn't let any of them up near the top, his sanctuary. I've seen the top once, but mostly
Wait,
stayed on the other
Stairs?
Yes. So it is. So the thing about the Obsidian Tower is, it's an ancient Sith temple that has been retrofitted
I don't
with.
believe in elevators.
So ancient, and I guess Karakis has a flair for nostalgia, and so yes, there are no turbolifts on any of the facilities, so you have to take stairs. And so that way he can still get between levels. If power goes out, should there be an attack, you don't need a functioning turbolift, you have stairs. Anyway, so
having them as a backup can make sense, certainly, but not having.
And most of the personnel stays on single levels, so it's not really that big of a deal. And he pretty much stays up near the operations level most of the time. But yes, there are no turbolifts in the Obsidian Tower.
What about tunnels? Do you know if there's any underground tunnels?
I'm
Or
not
secret
sure.
passages for escape?
There are probably some secret passages up in the operations level. I do not know where they are.
Also, since the operations is on the top, is there any way to get in from the from outside on the top?
No, it's all closed off. So, yeah, so the only way you can
Is there any way to
control
make an
most of the
entrance?
doors...
Just
We're
go
prepared.
bust a window!
Well, there's always thermal detonators and such, but I don't think.
So,
want
yes,
to
you
do that.
could, hypothetically, attempt to cut through the ceiling of the operations level. That you could do that. Yes, so there are 3 separate power and maintenance levels, so there are backup systems
thought
for
I
power
heard
generators.
a butt coming along there, but never actually
It was implied.
realized.
Okay, if I have to spell that out for you, do I really have to say why that's a bad idea? Okay, I'm just not gonna do that.
It
so,
seems like it bypasses a lot of the problems.
But I'm pretty sure that the Sith will see a ship coming to blow up their top level from miles and miles and miles away. In fact, they might even be able to see it from planets away. Any ship we would
are a
take,
thing that
but any ship we
around,
would
it's
take
not
would say,
necessarily
we're here to blow you up, like, written right on the front of the bow. I think. perhaps.
Mirai looks at you like, hey, like, my ship can go undetected.
I mean, would you want to risk your ship on a mission like that?
No, we're not doing that. We're taking the Korriban and that's it.
Awesome.
Well, my ship could do it.
That's what I kind of figured, but we're still talking about Korriban, and this seems to be like a very guarded facility as well.
It's like, what? Because we want information, Bayzak. That's why you don't steer a ship with hyperdrive into the tower. That's why. Because like that might just break the whole planet apart. Because we're also not using that part of the rules from canon, so like the ship would just explode. Okay. The gravity. No, there's too much of a gravity well, so like it can't do that. The gravity well pulls that hyperspace before that actually happens.
Hey, at least Zeri is semi okay with my plan for once. Like,
so, like, if you have some sort of way to
How
get
often
to
does-
the top of the tower, you could bypass most of the problems. So the trick is, we don't know where Pachez is being held. Probably the detention level, probably, but we don't know for sure. The only way to get to data storage would be through the operations level. But you can also access all of the data storage from terminals in the operations level. So you have different communication, analysis, different project wings on different levels, and then there's quarters, dining, most of the places. So it's an entirely self-sustaining. They get shipments of things occasionally to resupply, but those happen not that frequently, and they're very well checked. But that might be a way in.
So what is the point of this facility? Are all these levels and people there? What are they doing on a daily basis?
So they are data analysts and strategists and information gatherers. So Karakis has spies everywhere. And so he's the intelligence gathering arm for Revan's forces, so he has his tendrils everywhere, even among other Sith. He keeps tabs on pretty much everything.
So he's just gonna let some random people walk up and be like, hey, look, we captured the other people. Let us into your secret facility.
Right, so that is a problem. I think we would have to actually impersonate this specific group of people that we had just killed. And we would
Yes,
have
I
to use the
thought that was
datapad to
the
start
idea.
sending messages. So that could potentially work, because it does say in the message that you're supposed to return to him, but then we would have to find their ship somewhere, probably.
But
I
that
don't know where
can't,
that is.
it can't be that difficult. We have the eraser. I'm sure he could find the ship.
There's like,
I mean, it is sort of
what do you want? So am I still looking for the? Am I still looking for identification, or am I looking for?
You're looking for both. You have the time.
They were ordered to capture all of us. They were only ordered to capture the research and mechanical asset.
I'm uncomfortable with this term. I don't know what they mean by mechanical asset.
What does mechanical asset even mean?
Well, it could mean one of two things, which I will not say for everyone around, but even still, I think we know the kind of people. Some of us, they would be able to identify on sight. Those people could be captured, but some of the rest of you could get away with being in a room.
You're not taking Elora anywhere near this?
Well, I thought, Aelid, I thought we said we were not going to. I thought we were gonna leave after. Didn't we say we were gonna not go there because we finally found each other?
I was under the impression that you were leaving.
If I
thought the eraser was going to give us new identities so we could finally run away.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Right. So are we gonna? Okay, not to derail the conversation, but like, there's another me, on this planet, right?
Supposedly.
Hi, lass.
Yes. So Raydik chimed in. Yes, she is on another facility that I have. I figured if she was here, that might cause problems. So she is away.
Elora, Ayland, I would not worry about her. We'll figure out what to do with her. You two have been through enough, and also, if she, as a clone, she's probably going to be needed. I hate to make it sound like she doesn't have a choice and that she's just a tool, but to be honest, I don't think her life was ever going to be much more than being a tool for someone else. And this is where we can maybe do some good with her.
Yeah, if you can't, good old Tham and Na are headed out anyway, so we could take her in a separate direction. Give her a new identity too, you know? Part ways, never run into each other again. Although I will miss y'all.
Of course, though. Of course. I'd miss you too.
Yeah, there ain't no way I'm going to Korriban. Like, I smuggle stuff, but I don't smuggle people into a highfalutin Sith temple thing with a bunch of. Nah, that's not kind of stuff I do.
I mean, ideally, none of us would go to Korriban. It's not really a vacation spot.
Oh, this is true. There's not.
Yeah, well,
Your skills might be needed, though. You do claim to be a fairly good smuggler, and, well, we might need a thing or two smuggled in.
Well, I have connections here on Narshada. I don't really have connections to get stuff onto Korriban. So, good old Tham, I don't think it's going to be much use to you unless you need something here, but I think Raydik's got pretty much anything you ever wanted. from what I can tell from this operation he's got going on.
That it does also appear to be true.
I doubt that very highly.
But I do know that if I were going in, I think those resupply shipment containers sound like how I would get in. But I'm a smuggler, so like, Tham sees a way to smuggle something, Tham's gonna take it.
That is an idea. How often? When is the next shipment?
I think I think we would have to scout out the area and wait for shipments to show up. We could intercept one after we learn the schedule, so it might take a while to learn the patterns. I don't have that information off the top of my head, so we'll have to do it when we get there. But they are checked very well, but if we have the stealth field generators and if there's a way to mask force presence, if we can all figure out how to avoid detection that way, that would be an idea. Infiltrating as the Sith, there's only 4 uniforms, so I think that might be tricky, but we could attempt that as well, so I leave it up to you to decide.
Why not several? There's no reason for all of us have to attempt the same deception.
Oh boy, that's getting too tricky for Tham. I think me and Na are going to go prep for our departure. If you guys need anything...
Elora, and we have a clone of Elora that we could use to pretend like we had captured her without risking her.
Yeah, and putting
That's
her
kind of what I was thinking as well, Shildu. I mean, it's risky and we'd have to get her on board, and likely the way we get her on board would be somehow not telling her that Aelin left with his actual fiancé. We still haven't broken that news to her.
I forgot about that.
How about we not do this sort of?
Look.
Right. So Kalani, you reached out to you haven't heard it. You contact Ariel. You didn't hear anything back, so you didn't respond.
What was that?
You tried when you tried to contact Ariel. You didn't get a response.
No, I'm dead. I'm so sad. Ariel's gone. Too bad.
Yeah, I killed her off screen.
Ouch!
Regardless of what actually, regardless of the actual reason for her not responding, is still not good.
She's just ignoring you. It's early in the morning and she's like, I'm not getting up. No, and that's on the phone.
Is that the actual reason, or are you just messing with me, or what?
Yep, that's the actual reason. That's what's going on. She's in bed.
No.
She's my character. I'm telling you.
You don't know what's actually going on with your character. I haven't told you, so.
She's buying like 3 or 4
Maybe she just sees the call code and knows Kalani.
Yeah, I'll call her back. Go to sleep. Go back to bed. I just woke up.
No.
Gia doesn't like my explanation, guys. It's my character. I said.
Well, how about I try Gerard then?
Alright, you're gonna try Gerard? Yeah, Gerard will answer. Probably, unless you just see it and don't want to answer. Surprise! You have to be the character now.
It depends on if he would consider this to be an intrusion on possibly infiltration, or if he knows this is where she is, and depending on when the call is made and whatnot.
Yeah, so I'd say the call, in terms of events, is you're still on the way.
Okay, so he's still in transit.
Yes. Okay. I just not necessarily... I wrote it in anticipation of nobody mentioning you at all, so...
Okay. So he would most likely pick up since it's in transit.
Yeah, so you're on planet, but yeah. Carry on. So Gerard answers the phone. Hello, who is this?
Yes. What can I do for you, Kalani?
We've got more situations here. We could probably use some help, and well, we're looking at a potential infiltration of bed faces, and where is Ariel?
Ariel is taking
I
care
really
of.
want to talk to you. I just want Ariel.
I don't want
You
to
would be
give
very
me
helpful,
Ariel.
but you would be very helpful in your own way, but
I'm sorry. She persuaded me a little bit to come talk with you, come check in on you and such. She is currently taking care of something else.
okay. So wait, what? Okay, what's going?
She's currently taking care of something else, a mission that we have a slightly higher priority on. But she did convince me to come and lend you a hand and see how well you are doing.
Oh, so you're already on your way? Okay, that's
Something
good.
of that nature.
Oh, there's so much crazy.
Well,
I could use you just for the moral support, I think. If nothing, even if nothing else.
well, for that I can understand that I can. Don't worry. It shouldn't be too much longer. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how much longer, but I am at least on planet and should be able to discern your location soon.
Alright, good. I guess I will to try to fill you in on, again, as I said, all the crazy when you get here. Or something.
That would be preferable. The less information we have going across the comm lines, the better.
Yep. I guess I'll inform people here that you're coming and whatever's needed to get you in. Yeah, I don't know. See you.
Alright, I shall see you soon then. May the force be with you and just
And with you.
stay safe.
Oh, Kalani is so just so tired of all this.
The Jedi wants to retire.
Oh,
She wants out. She's
not level
out.
20 yet. She can't retire.
She's out.
Can I
She's
just join
retired.
the agricultural corps? I don't want to deal with this anymore.
I'm gonna go to Dantooine and just sit in the enclave there.
I just want to teach younglings. It sounds so much easier.
Of course.
That sounds way crazier.
Of course. Gerard would rather go on to the Metalucan homeworld where his father and mother are and just sit on the council and just instruct other Meraluka in the ways of the Force. Thank you,
Ariel
Gerard.
wouldn't. Ariel's having fun with it. This is her life. She's like,
Yep.
no, this is what I want to do. This is her jam.
Anywho, all right. So back to conversation at hand.
Lexum will
So,
continue. Oh, which conversation?
so, yeah. What are the timing of things is confusing.
So that you went to go make those calls, and now you're back. So when you started, you were talking and you were participating in the plan. That was like right, we needed to handle the calls. Oops.
Yeah. Okay, so, the Jedi who who can do the disguise stuff is not currently available, but there is another Jedi coming in. He can help things, not necessarily quite the same things, but he does have some interesting ways of getting into places. So.
That's the way to describe him.
That is.
Flash back to him walking through walls.
No, Tarot doesn't walk through walls. He sees door, he removes door.
There is no door. There is no door.
Well,
So we're gonna have to abandon the impersonation plan then, without this other Jedi.
I still think our best bet is infiltration at some level, but we might be able to have a better idea of how we can get in if we actually go there and do some scouting. I think the overall general plan getting to Korriban is let's not get noticed and figure it out from there. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I've never been to Korriban, but I don't think that if we go in as a group like this, I believe the Sith would get a little antsy. If we went in as more separate groups and somewhat disguised, if not in our disguise for the Obsidian Tower, but as in sort of like freelancers or just sort of mercs exchange, whatever, what have you, coming in for a normal routine visit, then we could get on the planet without being discovered. I think perhaps maybe Dakaya and Gambler, maybe you could help us in that way, get us in piecemeal.
When they go in separate.
Going in piecemeal would indicate that we're planning on being screened by the Korriban authorities. Why don't we just all sneak onto the planet?
Well, we could do that too. I'm not aware of
That's what we
how.
did last time, isn't it?
I was
I out
not
of
there
character.
for the Korriban mission.
I out of character did not remember the details of how we got on planet.
You just land. We landed, and we definitely went through customs on Korriban. That definitely happened last time. But also, Ramai wasn't the one taking us to Korriban.
It was Dakaya.
Yeah, it was, and we were being smuggled, quote unquote.
Yeah. Also,
taken there by
Kalani
else.
wasn't quite as well known with things going on.
I mean, I will speak as Dakaya, but I don't know what Korriban looks like in your head in your campaign. So I was kind of hoping the Gambler would give us some insights.
Well, the last time we're getting my box back. That required the cause helped me out there. We kind of just teleported our way in and out like lickety split. Well, if we do it piecemeal, then we're gonna need more ships. It's hard to get fake tracking numbers for things that are legitimate. I feel like let's see what we was paying.
Well, I guess last time we had fake papers that some person named Summer got for us. I don't even remember who that is, but somebody.
Yes, well,
Are you digging through your old notes?
Yeah.
fake papers I don't think are going to work as well anymore. After the stunts you pulled the first time you were on Korriban, I'm pretty sure they have your faces somewhere.
Not all of us. I've never been to Korriban.
Well, that doesn't help most people, does it? Right. So
But we have
here's
these robes.
only 4 sets.
So, How many people went to Korriban? Was Shilu, Jakaya, Ramai. That covers all those people.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kalani. That's 4.
I don't think that's gonna work as well with me. I'm rather difficult to
Yeah,
hire
the suit's not gonna
guy.
fit this. The suit is not gonna fit the shadow suit stuff. It's too small for Kalani. It's not gonna fit.
Yeah, also tail, and yeah, that's not gonna.
Well, disguises exist, people. We could bring some people in as prisoners. Kalani, I mean, no offense, Kalani, but I'm not sure many people could pick out a tabaxi out of the crowd. If we changed some colorings or something, then perhaps, what I mean, Shilu, is that one tabaxi probably looks the same to all other people. If we just changed her color patterns, they probably wouldn't be able to tell that it was Kalani.
I'm confused.
If we just disguise
Triani?
Triani, whatever. Tabaxi, did I say tabaxi? I think that's D&D's cat, people.
Yes.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
She's calling the wrong race. She's mixing genres. Worlds are colliding.
Yeah, and out of character, I don't know.
It's not my fault. They're called Triani,
so I didn't really know.
It's the D&D. It's very similar.
I quit. I'm out.
Well, from what I remember, people in this era, they don't even really know about her.
Yeah, that's distinctive.
Most people are just like...
That's what I'm saying, though. You are distinctive enough that if if we dye your hair orange, they'll be like, oh, it's not the same Triani. It'll be very easy to disguise.
Considering that I've never actually seen another Triani since I was young. It's not a real one.
That's not true.
Claudite impersonating Triani doesn't count.
Claudite is not Triani.
Yeah.
There was a traumatic moment with a Triani a while back.
Where out of character stuff is distracting me. What? Where was I? Where was I? Where was Kalani? You guys have derailed me.
You're saying that you can't disguise yourself or something?
Considering that I'm the only one I know of out in the galaxy, that alone is rather distinctive. So,
well, we could strap
convincing them that suddenly.
Then.
What?
We could strap the stealth field generator on you then. Well, what if we disguised you as a Wookiee? You could pass as a Wookiee.
Wookiees don't have tails.
So we stuff it in your...
But did we actually get caught doing anything at Korriban that would cause us? If we went back a second time and needed to wear recognized, all we did was land on the planet. And then effectively disappeared.
Get into a fight at the bod.
Yeah, there was that.
Definitely kills people.
Gotten into a bar fight. It's a planet full of evil Sith.
Kill some Sith at the bar.
Yeah, not to mention the whole recent events of my being framed, and did I ever find out what my actual legal status is back? Oh, boy.
Only in Republic space. And if you go to
So what if the Sith have heard that Kalani is actually evil and kills people, and she defects from the Jedi, so she pretends to go to Korriban?
Yes, remember last time I saw Korriban and tried to convince them that I was a Sith? Remember how well that went?
But this time we have collaborating evidence that you were thrown in jail.
Well, whatever we do, I think we should divide teams, and if we piecemeal, we need to divide teams and put people with other people who can speak. So Shialu would lead one team, I would lead another team, whoever else is good at deception would lead another team, and that's how we would divide it up, so that we'd always have somebody who could get the other people out of problems. We just have to get in, folks. Like, that's all. We just have to get on the planet, and then we can do some scouting and figure out how we're going to get the tower.
That's true. All you have to do is get on planet.
So you need fake papers now? Okay, I hear you need fake papers. He starts tossing cards. I was like, fake papers, so easy. Like, this is the easiest thing I had to do all day. Like, he just starts tossing.
I'm just imagining it's like a broken ATM machine spitting out cash, except
yeah, pretty much. He's like, oh, like I just have these spares for whoop, change the destination. Boop, there you go. There you go. Okay, there we go. So that solves that problem. I can't find identification for any of these guys. That's not really surprising. But I think I have located the ship. So but it sounds like you don't want to do that impersonation-y thing anymore. So
well, we should still use the ship. It would probably be easier to get on board the planet.
Yep, right. Right. So yeah. So here's the location.
Then we'd have two ships. We can begin our piecemeal. That's 2 teams.
Reminds we already have a couple of ships. We have my ship. We got the worst named ship for one of the coolest ships I've seen. The Void's Gullet. You really should change that. Oh my goodness! Like, it's an embarrassment. It's what it is.
It's kind of our embarrassment now.
It'd be a little better if she wasn't falling apart because of somebody crashing her on a planet and all that jazz.
Well, actually, it's
neither of them are
been repaired, which is why it's here. If you
recall. There's no one to glare at because both of them are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ship is pretty much repaired.
Oh, she's fully repaired. My baby's repaired. All right.
I've had mechanics working on it since we brought it here.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
It was that bad. I wasn't responsible for any of the damage.
No, we got rid of the 2 people who were. Anyway, that's 3 ships we've got. So that's 3 teams. If we divide the groups into 3 different people and land ships in different areas, then we can at least enter from different places, and mostly operate probably without having to contact each other all that much. That would at least isolate the teams from being captured if something went wrong.
So, 3 separate teams. 3 different spaceports?
Yep.
Seems to be a prudent option. So who was on Team Malefic's Grace?
What are you looking at me for? I'm not going.
Well, who wants to? I mean, I suppose it would be Takaya and Ramai and someone else.
Well, I think we need to figure out who is doing what at this. I mean, we're going to scout out some more, but I feel like teams should be split up by who's going to stay inside, who's going to stay outside. Obviously, me and Takaya are going nowhere near. Anyway, we're going to help you get on the planet, and we'll be waiting there if you need a getaway ship.
We're the getaway team, and that's it. We're not going anywhere near that thing.
Right, so we're the getaway team, and then you need an inside and an outside team, so anybody who wants to come along with us, come along with us. But then, inside-outside teams.
What are the functions of the inside and outside team going to be exactly?
Well, the inside team will be responsible for gathering information and getting the things we need in order to figure out the next steps. The outside team would mostly be monitoring the outside of the tower, and then if something went wrong, they would be responsible for creating distractions or something to keep the inside team from being discovered.
This actually sounds a little similar to a previous operation, yeah. Yep.
Well, a Cellcath would probably be very obvious as an inside team member, so I should probably be on the outside team.
Also, probably a good idea to patch up the people making the distraction and getting all the attention on them.
Well, I'm a pretty good hacker and very deceptive, so I think I should be on the inside. Okay, I'm gonna chart this because we're gonna
I
get
think
lost.
that all of the humans and near humans should be on the inside team, and all of the rest of us, such as myself and Knight Starfire and Theodore, need to be on the outside team. And Gerard and Lexa.
You okay there, Kyla?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Who else is going? Is going to be on the inside team, just Gerard and Lexa.
Alright, I'm just gonna organize people by who we have.
No! No! That's the worst team ever!
Alright, so
Not
Cellcath is
quite
staying
as bad as
outside.
Pachez, Lexa, and Eaton, but it's pretty bad.
Just
Okay,
imagine
alright,
you
so-
guys getting picked.
So we've got so let's see who we've got to work with. We have Drisik, so Drisik's gonna come along because she's gonna hang out with Theodore. So
I'm charting
Theodore's
this.
not gonna be
I've got a chart going, Kyler.
right. So so exterior team, interior team. You can have stealth field generators depending on how you want to get in. You might be able to get
Theodore is going to be
near-humans.
very
You might be able to
unhappy
get
about it.
non-humans inside as well.
Okay, so for players, this is because I don't know what NPCs are coming with us. So the inside team, as it stands, unfortunately, is Lexa and Gerard. The outside team is Shialu and Kalani, and the getaway team is Dakaya and Ramai. Where does everyone
And
else
Theodore.
land? Theodore's on the getaway team?
Theodore's on the outside team. No, on the outside team.
Okay. Theodore. Okay, so we have 3 people on the outside team. It's Theodore, Shialu, Kalani.
And Drisik.
What?
Drisik will be on the outside team then. Although
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the
And so
erasers
Lasai is going to be on the
are
inside team.
inside.
Lasai's on the inside team? Hello?
And who is that person standing underneath the?
That's Ajax.
What's her face?
No armor. It's. I need to change his background. It's very hard to see him.
Yeah.
I will fix him.
Okay, wait. So Lasai's on the inside team? Yes? No? Anyone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ajax is on the inside team.
He could be.
There's not an X in his name, so I don't know who you're talking about.
Ajax.
He's a clean.
I was like, Ajax. That doesn't sound like his name. I was very confused. But when you
It's
said
not.
that's Ajax armor, I thought you said Jax, and then I was like, is that really his name?
No, that was the
I
S.
blame you. It's
Oh,
your
the
fault.
possessive S that was on the name.
Yes, I see that now. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Somebody is. All right.
He gets very sensitive about Ajax's name.
Just a little.
That's because it's purposefully not Ajax.
He doesn't want to be cleaned
It's just
up.
Ajax's name.
Okay, GM, where
Ajax.
Ajax's name. Ajax apostrophe S's name.
Ajax's name is not Ajax.
He's gonna kill us all tonight.
How did we end up on this? Oh boy.
Anyway, anywho.
He'll clean up all the crime.
Oh
Where do I place Ajax in the diagram? Inside, outside, getaway?
no! Also, get a question: is Ajax? Are you gonna go with them, and are you gonna stay here or do something else with your fancy blaster rifle?
Oh, I'm going. I am going.
All right then. He's
but
good
where?
at making noise, so
Which team are you in?
What team do you want me to be in? Although, I feel like leaving so many people outside could be bad if we run into problems inside. It's my personal opinion.
Yes, unfortunately, the number of people that could really be helpful or could get inside seems a bit.
There's going to be a risk no matter what we do. At least this way we ensure that most of us probably don't get captured at the same time.
If nothing else, if you go on the infiltration team, quote unquote, Ajax, that team will be heavily fortified. I'm not sure what Jarrah can do, but between you and Lexa, y'all should be able to handle quite a bit.
I don't like the lack of force users. We're leaving 2 force users outside of the building.
We have 2 force, but we have also 2 force users inside the building. So I agree. I think Ajax should come with us because then at least we would have you and I, and then we would have 2 force users. And between the 4 of us, I'm sure that there's a lot we can get done.
Goodbye, doors.
Okay. Yeah, so the Whisper looks what's that like? Don't we have 2 distinct places we have to be inside? Right. I'm seeing this really lovely drawing, dear. But it looks to me as though we have 2 places to be. We have the detention level and the operations/data center level. Correct? Sai glares at her. Nods.
Alright, so
I'm gonna provoke everybody, but
Oh my goodness, I'm dying.
I can't handle it. He's laughing too much. It's just I can't handle it.
guys, breathe. We're planning serious things here. Just because my characters are whimsical.
I was doing good until he broke.
It's really lovely drawing here, dear.
She's real creepy, man. I don't like her. I've been trying to kill her. It's not working.
do you want me to
I'm
kill
not
it?
even using the voice of people or that.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
Alright, we're gonna take our 10-minute break here.
Yeah, that sounds like you're gonna
10-minute break now. 10-minute break now. I'll leave you with the point that has been raised by the Whisperer. We will come back and discuss after the break. 10-minute break, everybody.
Alright, guys, just go ahead and give us like 10 minutes or so. Give us a minute to compose ourselves. We'll be right back.
My eyes.
Oh, my word.